we got some breaking news here. Guess what just happened? Matt Gaetz withdrew.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I got to say, I can never, I have no personal affection for Matt Gaetz. I don't know him, but I'm kind of sad to see it. I'm kind of disappointed. I like the fact of sending in this, like you were saying, guns blazing. I get why he's problematic, but I'm disappointed. I'm going to read you a statement, but give me your first reaction.
Well, my first reaction is that I'm not surprised because even though Congress said they weren't going to release the ethics report, we all knew it was going to come out. There's no stopping that stuff from coming out. And, I've heard, even I have heard things about Matt Gaetz and the way he has lived. I don't think that means that all the charges against him are true. I very much suspect that a lot of them are overblown and ridiculous. But, you live at that level and you're going to do some things you probably shouldn't have done. But I feel the same way you do. I'm a little bit disappointed. I would have liked to see him just go in there and rip them to pieces. He's so great when he is challenging the left. He's so terrific when he actually goes after them. But, you don't want the guy to be destroyed either. So I guess he's probably making the right decision. And Trump, I think that Trump was talking about this. He was repeatedly quoted as saying, I don't know if this is going to make it. So maybe he's just getting out of the way to let Trump do more. The fact that he resigned as quickly as he did, I know it was supposed to be so that he could be replaced quickly, but that might have been a giveaway that he was trying to get out of having that information released.
That report dropped, and that report has not yet dropped. The House investigation into what, if anything, he did with these underage girls or with prostitutes or whatever, all of which he's denied, has not yet leaked. They definitely have. The House has it. Reportedly, the Senate does not have access to it because the House has refused. Speaker Mike Johnson has said, we're not releasing that. But of course, someone's going to leak it. But it hasn't leaked yet. Anyway, here's what Matt wrote on X. I had excellent meetings with senators yesterday. I appreciate their thoughtful feedback and the incredible support of so many. While the momentum was strong, it is clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. There's no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I will be withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place and ready on day one. I remain fully committed to see that Donald J. Trump is the most successful president in history. I will forever be honored that President Trump nominated me to lead the Department of Justice, and I'm certain he will save America. That's all we have for now. Does it mean he will resume, and can he resume his role as a congressman from the Florida Panhandle? I'm not sure. He resigned from the existing Congress. Does that mean he's been reelected, so can he take his seat in the upcoming Congress, which starts in January? Like, he didn't technically resign from that. I'm not sure. We'll see. And if he's not going back to Congress, you got to bet dollars to donuts Trump's going to give him some sort of a role that doesn't require Senate confirmation.
Yeah, it's a really interesting question. It depends how official his resignation is, whether he handed in a letter, whether it's just a discussion, whether he can just walk back. I hope he doesn't disappear. But again, I was sort of suspicious when that happened because, as you say, that report is going to be released. Whatever is in it is going to be released, and he must be nervous about it. Obviously, what he was talking about was he was going to Republican senators, and they were saying, "Look, we just don't have the numbers." And what is the point of being ripped to pieces for 2 weeks and then losing the vote? What's the point for him? What's the point for Trump? What's the point for anyone? Hopefully, Trump to clean out the DOJ, which is now, as far as I'm concerned, Merrick Babyface Garland has completely corrupted that incredibly important institution. To clean that out, I hope that I'm sort of hoping like Trump nominates something like an Abrams tank or something. Something just goes in like a bulldozer. We're just going to confirm a bulldozer and just have to go in and shove everybody out the back of the building because it really is dirty in there.
I like that a lot. All right, well. All I can think of as I read this, though, I got to be honest, I read Maureen Callahan, who I love, her book. She's also a writer like you, Ask Not. She released it over the summer, and it was all about the Kennedy men over the years and just how terribly they've treated their women. Ted Kennedy and Chappaquiddick. And John F. Kennedy, our former president, beloved, by most people, but especially the left. You read her book. He was shtupping the White House intern who was 16, while Jackie was away, taking her in the pool. Everybody knew they were having sex in the White House. Matt Gaetz is accused of not great behavior. He denies it, but JFK was president. The Washington Post chose not to reveal any of this. Matt Gaetz is nominated for a far less important position, though an important one. And just these allegations have derailed him. Maybe not just these. He's also not well liked, as you point out. But here's what CNN just dropped as he withdraws. The woman who says she had sex while a minor with then Representative Matt Gaetz told the House Ethics Committee that she had 2 sexual encounters with him at one party in 2017. Sources familiar with her testimony tell CNN. The woman, who was 17 years old at the time, testified that the second sexual encounter, which has not previously been reported, included another adult woman. The other woman, who was an adult at the time, has denied participating in the alleged second encounter, according to multiple sources familiar with her ethics testimony. This is the same person whose claims were not enough to persuade the Merrick Garland-controlled DOJ to bring charges against Matt Gaetz. And the Washington Post reported in 2022, the reason the charges would not be brought is because this woman was not credible. That's what the Washington Post reported. It's fine to repeat these allegations. I haven't read the whole report. I really hope CNN says that, because Matt Gaetz right now is getting killed by 1,000 cuts. People are running with this. It's turned into child molestation over on ABC News. And now he's withdrawn. And he's right. He has become a distraction. But I mean, I'm a little uncomfortable about where this has gone, Andrew, because it's Merrick Garland's DOJ who says she's not credible.
Yeah, I've actually never believed these charges for that very reason. That's one of the things that kind of bothers me about it. But I wonder, too, how much of this has to do with the way Matt Gaetz behaved during the replacement of the Speaker of the House. He was an agent of chaos. He was not a sort of go along to get along guy. He was not being collegial as people in Congress are supposed to be. And as you say, I do not think he's a man with many friends. And that just counts for something in politics. Maybe it shouldn't, but it does. So I don't know how much of this has to do. I mean, obviously, his life is not a neat life, and it would be nice if we could find people with the kind of determination and grit that we need, who are also faithful husbands, and that would be kind of pleasant and a change of pace. But his life is a messy life. He doesn't have a lot of friends, and I think the numbers, obviously, from what he said about talking to the senators, the numbers just weren't there. And so what's the point, right? Because he's going to be dragged through the mud. And if the numbers are not going to be there, if some people are just saying there's just no way I'm coming over to your side, what is the point of his going through this? And yes, he's going to be just absolutely excoriated by the left-wing press. But again, they excoriate everybody who disagrees with them. So I don't know how much credibility they have left. It seems to me none. So it's just a question for me of the numbers and the fact that he obviously couldn't put together the numbers that he needed, and whether more is going to come out or not. I don't know. Now it makes it less likely, I suppose, that there'll be a leak, because who cares if he's not doing that? I hope they take him back into Congress.
I don't know.
Again, he has alienated a lot of people. Yeah.
Such a leaky body. Now the question will be, who's Trump going to choose, right? Because this is a really important position. I've heard some people say Senator Mike Lee of Utah, that
Great pick.
He could get all the things done that Matt Gaetz could get done. He's a fighter. He's a Trump loyalist. He's a MAGA guy. But without all the controversy, he should sail through in the Senate. But that opens up a Senate seat. The Republicans can't necessarily spare it. I'm not sure exactly what would happen, or whether that might deter, because he's already chosen Marco Rubio. He's elevated him. Like, maybe somebody who's not currently serving. The margins are really tight amongst the existing lawmakers. And I don't know, I still want him to go with my friend Mike Davis. There's been no guy more loyal to Trump. He's on the show all the time. He formed a group called the Article 3 Project, which is all about enforcing, America First policies. And he, too, is clerk for the Supreme Court. He's very, very smart. He says, I think he's too much of a shit stirrer to get confirmed. I think he thinks that. But in relation to Matt Gaetz? Anyway, I think it's still a great day. I think it's actually a great day. I'm sad for Matt Gaetz, but I believe this probably is what's best for the Trump administration, Andrew. So onward we go. For those of us holding our breath for the past several months, we can finally exhale. Doesn't it feel like that? Work can finally be done on the major issues this country is facing, and it will be. One of the most significant, our national debt. The fact is, our nation is broke, and that debt is a house of cards that can't be quickly dismantled. So the strategy remains the same. you might want to diversify your savings. This is why I want to tell you about Birch Gold. So many things are out of our control and out of our president's control, so it can be really important to have a safe haven for your savings. Birch Gold Group can help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold. And the best news is it doesn't cost you 1 cent out of pocket. Text MK to 989898 now to get your free info kit. Plus, right now through Black Friday, you're going to receive a free 1-ounce Silver Eagle for every $5,000 purchased. Protect your savings with Birch Gold. Text MK to 989898 and claim your eligibility for free silver today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.